you have from the estate tax, folks are going to be paying significant money when they pass away. And the money and the assets that they worked their whole lives for, and by the way, pay taxes on once already, at least once. If they invested it, they pay capital gains and dividend tax on it, and then when you die, they pay tax on it. But you have people in the state legislature who play class warfare. And they say, oh, it's only about the rich, and God forbid if you're actually a Republican who's advocating this position. Well, see, you know the Republicans, they only care about the rich. Well, it's sadly the middle-class people every day.
And your children are paying taxes on what you have saved your whole life for.
That's exactly right.
And you're just a middle-income person.
And what a lot of people are doing now in New Jersey, and I had friends of my parents who did this, they moved. And they moved to North Carolina. And I said, oh, you can't afford to live here anymore? And the wife said, no, Chris, we can't afford to die here. So we can't afford to die here. I can live here. I have enough money to live the rest of my life here, but I can't afford to die here and saddle my children with the taxes that they'll have after I die. It is a real problem. And it's one of the reasons people leave here. And so I continue to advocate for it. But I will tell you that what happens down in Trenton is they believe they can spend your money better than you can. They don't want to give up any of it. I mean, imagine what we're talking about here. We have an economy that they say isn't growing fast enough. So I say, okay, let's cut taxes so people have more of their own money. They can spend more of their own money and help create jobs. No, they want to spend money. And now, it's not enough, everything we tax already. Tomorrow, they will raise another $1.5 billion in tax increases across the state. Well, they'll try to. They won't, because I won't let it happen. But the fact is, so in that context, you can imagine how frustrating it is for me. They don't forget about talking about tax cuts. All they want to do is increase taxes. And they played the game yesterday where, oh, this increased income tax will only last for 3 years. It'll expire after 3 years. And the business tax, that'll expire after 1 year. Like, seriously, right? And does anybody believe that once they get their hands on your money, that they're ever going to willingly give it back? I mean, never. It doesn't happen. And so, it is a frustrating thing, and it's part of what we need to get our hands around in the state. And that's why we have to deal with the entitlement problem. Because if we don't deal with the entitlement problem, we're never going to be able to afford to do the things that we need to do. It's just not. And by the way, forget about the fact that, we want to increase investment in higher education in the state. We want to invest in our hospitals and healthcare. We want to do things that increase people's quality of life and their opportunity. We're never going to get a chance to do that. Because all we're going to be doing is paying for pensions, health benefits, and debt service for things that have been around before. And in the budget I proposed this year, of every new dollar in spending, 94 cents of every dollar was for pension, health care, and debt service.
So this has to go through the legislature.
Oh, you bet it does, yeah.
Go ahead. Can we go over the estate?
Exactly right. Because it's in those statutes, and statutes